Very good morning to you, our viewers. This is the Camnet Breakfast Wednesday edition. My name is Sharon Kalimbula, riding solo this morning. However, we will make the most of the time because you will not let me down. I know very well that you will call me and as well as send in those text messages so that we can get interactive on some of the topics that we will be discussing this morning. We will have obviously the health corner and we'll be zooming into some of the stories. And if we are very, very lucky, we'll have somebody on set here to help us discuss quite a number of issues affecting this country. However, for now, though, we go straight into the morning boost and help flex our muscles and see how best we can start the day on a health note. Let's look at this.
Good morning, Camnet viewers, and welcome to Morning Boost. I'm so glad that you've tuned in. Let's do some simple basic workouts for you to stay fit and you go about your day. All right, so we'll start with a warm-up for a minute. Let's go. That's 1 minute warm-up to warm up your body. Relax your muscles. Let's bounce. Let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and how are you? It's good. So it's gonna be a 1 minute warm-up. Just a warm-up, let's go. Almost there. Okay, we're gonna run now. Let's go. So we're gonna work out for 3 minutes, and then after we'll do a cool down. We're cooling down. Let's go. See what I'm doing? That's the movement of my feet. That. I need that from you. Let's go. Let's run. Let's go. Very basic today. Keep going. And 4, 3, 2, march now. Okay, that was your first workout. Let's go to the next one. Kicks now. 1. Kick and let the blood circulate on your legs. Let's go. 3 minutes workout. After that, you do a cool down. Kick. Let's go. Kick. Bring it to the knee now. Knee high. Squeeze the tummy when you do that. Let's go. Squeeze here. Go. Squeeze here. That's the part I'm working on. Let's go. Easy. Back to running now. Let's go. You need this every morning. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Go. And kick now. Kick, side kick. This side. Back. This side. Kick. Go. Lift your leg high and kick. Go. 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 And that's all you need every morning. Let's conclude now. Let's go. And let's run. Let's run. Bring in the kick now. Kick. Kick. Again. Kick. Bring it to the knee now. Knee. Knee. Last kicks. This one. And this one. This one. Let's go. And marching. Very simple what you've done today. Looks like you have not done anything, and yet it's able to work out. Let's march. Let's go. You're almost there. It's almost 5 minutes of a workout. So thank you so much for tuning in. Basic workouts in there today, and have a blessed day. And I'm signing out. My name is Isaac Matsa.
There you have it. That's Isaac Matsa. They are giving us the most of the 5 minutes workout to help you flex your muscles as you start the day. Tell us where you're watching us from, whatever is happening in your community. Use this platform to get through to the authority out there. My name is Sharon Kalimula. Once again, this is The Breakfast Show. In case you're just joining us, you haven't missed a lot. You've only missed the 5 minutes workout, which you can still go back on our Facebook and other social media platforms to rewatch that workout. So we also want to look at the health corner today, though, and Dr. Mwanza is bringing us this segment. Let's look at it.
Good morning and welcome to our Health Corner. I'm Dr. Chelo Mwanza, a pediatrician and a member of the Medical Women Association of Zambia. We are happy to bring to your screen your health matters or your health corner. So this week we are looking at rheumatic heart disease. So far we've looked at the causes, the progression and the treatment of heart failure in children that have rheumatic heart disease. So once again, I would like to define what rheumatic heart disease is. So this is a disease of the heart where the valves are damaged because of a previously improperly treated sore throat. So today's topic is basically how we are going to investigate or what tests we are going to do to confirm that this child has rheumatic heart disease and what treatment is there for a child that has rheumatic heart disease. From the outset, there is no one particular test that we can do to confirm that this child has rheumatic heart disease. So we'll do a number of blood tests to look at how the body is responding to an infection. We can also do what we call an ECG to look at how the heart is conducting or how the heart is pumping. And the other thing we can do is to do a scan of the heart, we call echocardiography. Yeah, so now it is during this echocardiography that we're going to see how the heart is functioning, how these valves are, and how the chambers of the heart are, and anything else that may point to disease progression and complications. So these services can be found in various hospitals. So if you think your child has had the symptoms which we talked about previously, so this is probably a child who's had fever for a long time, a child who has limb swelling, has joint pains, has joint swelling, has difficult breathing when they are lying flat on their bed, such that they prefer to maybe like sleep while seated, or a child having difficulties in doing previous exercises that they were doing, like previously maybe as they were playing with their friends, things that they used to do comfortably, but this time they're failing because of rheumatic heart disease. So if your child has limb swelling, you've seen that their abdomen is getting swollen, they have abnormal movements of the hands, or maybe you've just noted that this child has a red discoloration on their skin, or even some growth just under their skin. So we may do any one of these tests that we've talked about to confirm that your child may have rheumatic heart disease. So now, how do we treat rheumatic heart disease? So there is really no one single treatment for rheumatic heart disease. A number of things have to be put in place to help this heart which is failing. So yesterday I had talked about the fact that we give medication, which can be tablets or liquids for children that can swallow tablets, just to help the heart pump better to prevent it from getting further damage. So we call this supportive treatment. In addition to that, if this child still has what we call markers of infection. So remember, I had previously talked about the fact that we're going to run blood tests to look at how the body is fighting the infection. So if from our tests this child still has some signs of active disease, we're also going to give them some antibiotics, which could be tablets or liquids for those that can swallow tablets, to make sure we clear this infection that can complicate into rheumatic heart disease. On top of that, we want to make sure that these germs, or rather the disease or the infection that caused this rheumatic heart disease, does not occur again. So we give antibiotics to make sure we clear that infection. The definitive treatment of rheumatic heart disease is actually operation on the heart. So this is where, we have to change these valves that have been damaged. Remember, I had said when these valves get damaged, one, they don't close as they are supposed to. So blood, some of it which is supposed to flow forward, it starts to flow backwards because these valves do not close as they are supposed to. And these same valves actually, so on one hand, they don't close completely, but on the other hand, they can become too narrow, and hence reducing the amount of blood that flows. So if you have blood that's flowing backwards in the direction that is not supposed to go, it means the valves are not working properly. If a valve cannot open completely to allow enough blood to flow, it means it has to be replaced. So these heart surgeries can be done locally, and sometimes we may have to send children out of the country with the disease depending on the stage where they are. So the definitive treatment in rheumatic heart disease in children whose valves are damaged is open heart surgery to change the valves. So today our message is rheumatic heart disease definitive treatment is change of the valves which have been damaged, and this child will need open heart surgery. Thank you for joining us. Come back tomorrow to look at how we can prevent this disease progression. I'm Dr. Chelo Mwanza from the Medical Women Association of Zambia.
There you have it. That is the Health Corner brought to us by the Medical Women Association of Zambia. You too out there can suggest some of the health topics that you want the doctors to tackle as we keep bringing you the segments every day. We have the breakfast show. So really very, very interesting conversations that we keep having with the doctors that keep educating us on how best we can tackle some of these health related issues. Let's look at how the money market is faring. And we see how our kwacha has been. The United States dollars is buying at 16 kwacha 87 ngwe and selling at 17 kwacha 20 ngwe. The Great British Pound is at 21 kwacha 03 ngwe and selling at 21 kwacha 44 ngwe. The Euro is at 18 kwacha 89 ngwe and selling at 19 kwacha 26 ngwe. The South African Rand is at 1 kwacha 06 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha 08 ngwe. Those are your money markets, and that's how our kwacha is faring against the major convertibles. In case you want to change those dollars that you have, or in case you want to travel, the United States dollars always plays a huge part in people trying to travel or maybe buy goods internationally. So that's how the exchange rates are as of today. Is it 18th, Elijah? What's the date today, actually? The 18th, the 17th of May 2022. So yesterday we carried quite a number of interesting stories in our news bulletin, and among those stories is Boma Lusambo accusing President Hakainde Hichilema of convicting him publicly, and this was when he appeared before court. You know, Mr. Lusambo has quite a number of cases that are before court, and Miriam Kayemba as well as Nelson Zulu have been tracking these stories and keeping us updated on how far they have gone. Like we always say, this is your show. You can as well send in those text messages and comment on some of the stories that we will be zooming into. So for kickstarters, let's zoom in the story for Boma Lusambo, among other stories from the courtroom, and thereafter we continue the conversation. Good morning.
Just recently, the Lusaka's Magistrate Court declined his request to have the case. He is jointly charged with his wife for being in possession of property suspected of being proceeds of crime, be referred to the Lusaka High Court so as to determine if the decision to try them before the Specialized Economic and Financial Crimes Court is discriminatory. The embattled Kawishi Member of Parliament Boma Lusambo and his wife Nancy Lusambo have again raised another preliminary issue in their matter. This time around, the duo alleges that Republican President Hakainde Hichilema tried and convicted them in public when he held a press conference on the 25th of April 2022, where he alleged that Mr. Lusambo was just a die-hard. Where would he have gotten the money to purchase a house worth 150,000 United States dollars? The duo, through their lawyer Makebi Zulu, told Lusaka Magistrate Friday Samaundu Tuesday morning that they are aware that President Hakainde Hichilema cannot be cited for contempt after commenting on a matter that is before court. However, their plea is to have the case referred to the Constitutional Court so as to determine whether President Hichilema's immunity extends to him interfering with court proceedings. The duo laments that the comment made by President Hichilema, if not addressed by the Constitutional Court, will not guarantee a free and fair trial for them. The defense now wants the case to be referred to the Constitutional Court to determine whether or not President Hichilema was in breach of Article 98, which states that a person holding a public office shall not interfere with the performance of a judicial function by a judge or judicial officer. However, the state has objected to the application on account that it is a delayed tactic meant to drag the case. The court has reserved ruling to the 20th of May 2022. Mr. Lusambo and his wife are facing 10 charges, among those possession of property suspected of being proceeds of crime, conspiracy to defraud and tax evasion. Miriam Kayemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
7 months after his arrest, a Lusaka-based lawyer, Makwin Zaza, has finally made his first appearance before the Lusaka Magistrates Court. Mr. Zaza is jointly charged with Bwalia Chilufya, a police officer, and Richard Piri, a Zambia Revenue Authority officer with 1 count to attempt extortion, appeared for a mention and possible committal before Lusaka Magistrate Nsunge Chanda Tuesday morning. Allegations are that the trio on 15th October 2021 solicited for 40,600 kwacha from a Mr. Roy Musonda. The offense the accused have been slapped with is contrary to Section 297 1A of the Penal Code, Chapter 87 of the Laws of Zambia. Given the nature of the offence, which is outside the jurisdiction of the subordinate court, Magistrate Chanda committed the accused to the Lusaka High Court for trial proceedings following instructions from the Director of Public Prosecutions. Meanwhile, according to a statement that was issued by the police on 15th October 2021, it is alleged that Zaza, whilst acting together with Walia Chilufya and Richard Piri, drove off the victim to Simon Mwansakapwepwe police station, where Roy Musonda was told that he was spotted at Ministry of Defense and wanted to know how he got the contract with the said ministry to supply uniforms and bulletproof vests. It is alleged that Zaza demanded for 1 million kwacha from the victim in order for the victim's contract with the said ministry to be secured or risk termination, claiming that he had connections with the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security Jack Mwimbu and Rural Development Minister Gary Nkombo and others. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News.
These are prosecutors, investigators and information communication technology personnel being equipped with knowledge on forensic science and examination of digital devices. The 3-day training workshop taking place in Lusaka has been made possible by the American Association for Auditor General.
AGA Africa is quickly becoming the premier organization in training on matters of transnational crime. So who is AGA for those who have not heard, or for those of you who would like to remember? We are non-partisan, we are not-for-profit. We are based in the US, running a program called AGA Africa, training in 9 African countries. We are in Ghana, in Kenya, in Malawi, Nigeria, Rwanda, Seychelles, South Africa, Uganda, and obviously Zambia.
Anti-Corruption Commission Acting Director General Silumesi Muchula says Zambians have high expectations from law enforcement wings, hence the need to demonstrate capacity to curb crime.
The environment in which we work right now. The expectations are there. Performance is key. Results are needed. We know that the challenge is big. As such, it's important for us to make sure that we take full advantage of this training. The skills that are going to be imparted on us are not just for us to just keep. They are intended for us to better serve the Zambian people as far as fighting crime is concerned.
And the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Miuna Muyambango, says digital devices play a significant role in unifying mysteries in crime with the motive of creating a peaceful society.
I urge you to explore your horizons through your active participation of first-hand experience and knowledge with this in mind. I'm convinced that the output of the workshop will be immensely contribute to the betterment of service delivery in our country, Zambia.
And on the sidelines of the meeting, the American Association for Auditor General and the Anti-Corruption Commission signed a memorandum of understanding aimed at combating transnational crimes. Attorney General Alliance Africa representative Dr. Frida Brazo says fighting corruption is among their core mandates.
Fighting corruption is one of AGA Africa's core mandate areas. We recognize the devastating impact of corruption on a country's economic growth over and above creating a breeding ground for growing criminality. We are ready to support the Commission's effort in ridding the country of this fight.
ACC Acting Director General Silumesi Muchula is confident that the MOU will help the Commission effectively respond to crimes.
I'm very glad that the partnership between our institutions will enable us to share both legal and technical knowledge through sharing information on new technologies in law enforcement, such as equipment, software, hardware platforms aimed at improving efficiency in the fight against corruption.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
I'll be coming Charles. Tuesday I'm in Zambezi. Okay, my husband, I'm bringing everything. We are winning.
That was the confidence of the wife to Mr. Charles Kakoma as he opted to ditch the United Party for National Development, UPND, to be part of the board. Just like many other, Mr. Kakoma accused the UPND of sidelining him, and just like was the wife, he was certain the PF was going to remain in power.
This time around, I think I've campaigned for him enough.
Yeah.
All the two friends now decided that I'll campaign for the other friend.
Yeah.
Who is His Excellency, President Jagwarum.
But they are slowly going back to the raids, saying sorry, braving the provocative themes such as practicing politics of the berry. Just last week, the party was receiving former Mbalala constituency lawmaker Ephraim Belemu, and fast forward to Tuesday 17th May 2022, Mr. Charles Kakoma, just like a prodigal son, rejoined the UPND. Speaking at the major briefing in Lusaka's Woodlands area, Mr. Kakoma says he regrets his action and has since apologized to the party and President Hakainde Hichilema.
I failed to fit in because for a long time I've held certain values. I'm requested as a PF member and member of the Central Committee to go and show solidarity to that thief, to that corrupt person at court. Obviously, I was not at peace. How could I do that? All along I've been saying, let's fight corruption, let's catch the thieves. And when they are caught, then I must be on the side of the thieves to show solidarity to them. I call a man, the president always said.
In a similar fashion, former Chilanga Member of Parliament, Captain Cosmas Mono, has rejoined the UPND, saying he is rejoining because he is impressed with the performance of the New Dawn government and pledged to work tirelessly in order to grow the party.
We differ. Our coming into UPND, it has nothing to do with our berries. And I don't think they look so empty. Do we look so hungry? We have come here to join the process of developing our nation.
Meanwhile, the UPND Secretary General, Batuka Imenda, has welcomed the duo, noting that the coming back of Mr. Kakoma and Mr. Mono is a lesson to members of the party that no individual is bigger than the party.
Let this be a lesson to all of us. A lesson to all of us that no individual is bigger than the party. So, for whatever action, for whatever frustration that we go through,
regardless the duo injuring the feeling of the UPND family at an hour of need, the party Secretary General says the party cannot grow without the receiving of old and new members. Alex Shimba, Camnet News, in Lusaka.
There you have it. Those are some of the stories that we are zooming in this morning that you read yesterday was happening actually in the country. And the last story is quite interesting. We've seen quite a number of issues happening in the political scene ever since the United Party for National Development took office. It's been a bit quiet, but with the re-defections happening, there's been quite a bit of noise. A few weeks ago, I think we saw former Mbalala Member of Parliament defecting back to the United Party for National Development from the PF. He had defected a bit closer to the 2021 elections, and a year after that, he goes back to the party. And yesterday we saw Charles Kakoma, who was a very senior member of the United Party for National Development. While in opposition, he defected to the Patriotic Front and was adopted as an MP under the PF ticket, but lost to the UPND. And now he has decided to go back to the party that he ditched after giving that spiritual statement. And again, yesterday he gave another spiritual statement. So we wonder what what this means for the political sector in this country. However, on set we are joined by United Party for National Development National Youth Spokesperson, Deputy National Youth Spokesperson Pomolo Phineas, and he'll help us discuss quite a number of issues that are happening in the country and in the party as well with regards to the youths and maybe a bit more beyond the youth zone. Pomolo, welcome to the interview.
Thank you very much, and good morning, viewers.
So to kickstart, we played the last clip deliberately. We played the last clip deliberately of Charles Kakoma defecting to the party, and while other people are saying coming back home, basically he just went back home, and others are calling him a prodigal son, you know, and likening him to a prodigal son who went back home after saying, I need my money, I need to go and enjoy my life, and after things didn't go well, he went back home and you welcomed him. What do you make of that?
I think it's politics as usual. People should understand that we need to welcome all the members back. We need to keep on mobilizing. So he's welcome back to the party that he founded together with the late Anderson Mazoka and others. Because you should understand that politics is a game of numbers. So even those who belong to Patriotic Front, they feel that they want to join UPND, they are all welcome. Because in UPND we are going to lose, provided all people, all the youths who are coming back to join UPND, they follow the party constitution. So Mr. Kakoma is one of us, and he's welcome back.
What does it make for the political dispensation of the country? I mean, isn't this solidifying the claim that politicians are not truthful human beings? Because a few months ago, this is a man that said a lot of negative things targeted at the UPND, and just yesterday he spoke of rosy things and expressing regrets. Isn't this meaning that politicians should not be trusted?
That's a beauty of democracy, because you know, democracy, anyone has got a right to belong to any political party. It is a matter of cautious. So if us as politicians, we can never stop welcoming people. That's a fact, and that's how the game is. So the issue of cautious comes into play. But we learn from such mistakes as young people. But you can never stop welcoming people.
Would you trust such individuals?
What
does it take for you to really admit them back fully? Because I'm meant to understand that you've clearly mentioned that you've got rules or laws that govern the party. Suppose, like Mr. Kakoma, for example, he defected yesterday officially to the party. I know he mentioned that he left the PF a few weeks ago, and we knew that he's definitely going back home. What does it take for him to be readmitted fully to the party?
I think, politics is a game of numbers. And we as UPND, we have embarked on a mission to make sure that we solidify our party going into 2026 election. Already the focus for us has changed. It is about 2026 elections at the party level. So we are making sure that we have gone flat out. If you have seen our national youth chairman, Mr. Kubel,
yes, he's
going around the country making sure that he mobilized people back to the party. And Mr. Kakoma is one of them. It's different from the thing whereby one joins the political party today and he gets the position. It takes a lot for you to have a position in UP, and you need to prove beyond reasonable doubt for you to have a position.
So this applies to Mr. Kakoma as well. He needs to prove himself.
Every member of
or you're using his previous CV.
No, every member of UPND must prove that he deserves to have this position. It's not the matter of just one coming back from PF and UPND tomorrow seem to be a Secretary General. No, because you know politics. It's a game of numbers, yes, but we need to have people that we can trust within ourselves, because we don't want to sell out. But we can never stop mobilizing people. We are mobilizing. Even from the PF, we are still mobilizing.
You still want them to join?
Yes. Because we need numbers. We don't want to have opposition. Because if we don't welcome these people back into the party, they will go and form another political party. So we don't want them to form another political party. We want them back to the party. Because every member of UPND has got only one vote. So even Mr. Kakome also has one vote, and we need his vote back in 2026. Because we won by 2.8 people that voted for UPND. So we need by 2026 to have 4 million people voting for President Hakainde Hichilema.
Interesting.
At the rate that we are moving, I think our target now is about 5 million votes going into 2026 elections. This is why we have seen us. We have gone flat out. I was just recently in Western Province mobilizing and welcoming some of the PF members back to the party. And I'm going to Northwestern Province next week to mobilize. The National Youth Chairman, Mr. Gilbert Swanis, will be going to Eastern Province to mobilize. So our focus now is mobilizing the party so that we strengthen our party. That is our major goal. So we're coming back here, a person like Honorable Charles Kakoma, who stood on the PF ticket in the last ended election. He has got a follower. He has got people following. So we're coming back, we have just not welcomed a single person. We have also welcomed his followers. So it's a plus to us.
The 2.8 that voted for President Hakainde Hichilema are mainly the youths, and I'm meant to understand that the UPND party has a lot of youths as well. What is the party doing to ensure that the youths are part and parcel of governance as opposed to going around the country mobilizing? According to your statement, the National Youth Chairperson, Gilbert Swanis, has been around the country mobilizing the party, and your focus is 2026. What about now? What are you working on now?
There are a lot of things that we have been working on. We have been going around the country, and one of the things that we have been telling our youths is to form cooperatives and companies. Because in the new Dawn government, under the able leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, the issue of handouts, like what we saw in the previous government, is no longer there. So we want youths to form more cooperatives and companies so that they move in and start up their own businesses. Our duty as national youth leaders is to make sure that we create opportunities for them. We talk on behalf of the youths. Because in the past it was an issue of tantamount. Right now you can go in any government institution when you have a company and you ask for a contract supplying, they will give you a contract. Because there's what they call when you go, for example, at a certain government institution, I won't mention the name, the way they have done their thing, whereby in the previous regime, we find that there were certain people who were only giving their inclined party members contracts. This time around, you find that even a person who is not politically inclined, when they go there, they have that opportunity of getting those contracts. That's a thing that one of the things that we as national youth leaders we have been talking about, so that every Zambian citizen, regardless of which political party you belong to, you can walk out to the Zambia Police Quartermaster Department and they'll give you a supplying contract, provided you are able to supply. That's one of the plus that the UPND government has given to the youth. Even when you have your own cooperative, this is why the CDF has been taken back to the grassroots. The owners of the money at the constituency level, at the ward level, at the branch level, you decide on what you want to do in your constituency. And they are getting the locals to suggest what is it that they want to do for their constituents. And those same cooperatives and companies, they will be the ones who are going to be getting contracts to construct school, buying desks, and other materials. So what the New Dawn government has made, it has made sure that they have the playing field of the youths. It is actually well balanced, whereby you need not to struggle a lot. Because I come from Kanyam, it is easy for me to go and submit or to apply for a tender just there in Kanyama through the local government authority. Okay. So they have actually made sure that the locals are going to benefit. And the young people must take advantage of this. Because the issue of, if you want to wait for Tantameni, that the chairman will say, that politics is long gone. People need to be creative. And the young people who voted for Hakainde Hichilema, they understand what Hakainde Hichilema requires of them. Just form a company, a cooperative, the least the government will do for you. And one of the moves that the government have done, making sure that they increase the CDF, giving it back to the locals so that the locals, they can go there and make sure they participate in the growth of their constituents.
Have you been following up these cooperatives that have been formed, and are we able to point out who has benefited from this CDF this far?
I think probably in the next 1 or 2 months coming, we'll be able to point out.
And how has been the response from the youths?
No, the response is overwhelming. The only interest is that that was there, it was from the registrar. It was taking long for these people to get certificates, which was very unfortunate. And it discovered that there were people who are working for registrar of society who were not doing their part, because we received a lot of complaints where people were saying that when they submit, it takes time for them to be given the certificate. And we went there and we talked to them, to the people who are responsible, that you see, we should not frustrate the government effort, because we have gone around the country encouraging the youth to form cooperative and company. And it takes ages for them to have this certificate, which means you are not helping us in terms to achieve our goal. And our goal is to make sure that the youth, the young people, participate in the growth of this economy.
Let's weigh in the issue of cadres at bus stations and markets. I know this is an issue that has been talked about so many times, but it seems not to be making headway, because I think a few months ago, or weeks ago, the Minister of Local Government, Mr. Nkombo, was at Intercity and found that there was a bus, there was an office, a UPND office, among other stations, you know. While it seems all rosy, and the President is very clear about no cadres in markets, the trend is still there. You are a youth-led party, for lack of a better term. You've been going around the country, but are you also tackling this issue?
I think the issue of cadreism, we have dealt with that issue.
No, you haven't.
Oh, I'm coming to the point so that I convince you why we have.
You haven't, because we still do stories. We still have people that are complaining. Say, is there a kalitenga 40 kwacha?
I am a keen follower of your news.
Yes.
I will tell you the issue of what is happening at Commerce. I'm always in and around CDB. Whenever someone calls our National Youth Chairman to complain, the National Youth Chairman will call me, Pomono, go and see what is happening there. And I'm on the ground. What is happening when you talk of the commercial market? The same marketeers, instead of going into council, they will entice our youths, like second one cash up. You get the point? This is people should understand that the President has made the pronouncement that there are no cadres. And our youths, they follow the President's pronouncement. But the problem that we have now, it is the same marketeers who are going to entice our youths. You get the point? That is where the problem starts from. And we as leaders, we have not slept. Whenever we see that there is a regard, we move in and make sure that the situation is controlled. The issue of capitalism, you can't just wake up today and everything swept out. It's a process. And so far, I can assure you that we are at 80%.
9 months down the line?
Yes, we are 80%, which is a very good thing, because the first regime, it was based on capitalism wherever you go. You see? But this time around, even you, when someone wants to harass you, tell me, no, have police as I hope. Because they know that now...
we were harassed a few months ago, so...
Yes, but this time around, if someone wants to harass you, just say that I'll take you to police. You just see someone wants to chat, police. Everyone is scared. Because we are not even interfering in the learning of the police. The police, they know what is required of them. So the issue of cadreism, even the marketeers also, they are also a problem. Those people that you see were complaining to our able local government minister, Honorable Garingom, they are PF guys. The same guys who are beating our people at Kurima Town. You find it that they are calling Honorable Garingom, no, why you PND? What is the wrong station? Why you PND? Go on the ground. You find that the situation, it's something else. There's an office which is now in operation at Kurima Town. I think that it belongs to this part from Membe.
Socialist.
Yes, they are operating within the premises of Kurima Town. But if you see the office for UPND branch there, everyone will tell you that Makada UPND Wabwera. We are also a political party. You should understand that there are people who have spent most of they spend most of their hours at the market than at their homes. So even us as a party, we need to have our presence in the market. One thing that we are not going to allow, it is for the youths to start doing the job of the council, collecting money, harassing people. That is not allowed. But mobilizing at the market, at the bus station, no one can stop us. That I can assure you. We will continue mobilizing.
within the
bus station, at the market, at the taxi rank. Most of the people who voted for us, they're taxi drivers. They are the marketeers. You see? So we can't do away with them. They are our people. But the thing that we are not going to allow, it is for our cadres to go and start doing cantamine, getting money that belongs to the council. We are not going to allow that. Because I've even received the reports when I was coming here. The other guys from the council, they are complaining that no, we are not being paid. We have stayed for months without being paid. And I've seen that what has made, you know, there are people who were employed by the PF.
Yes.
Those are grade 4 workers at council. I don't know to correct to drama my 5 quarters. Most of those guys, even when you go at the operation blocks, the toilets, you find that they're not giving people receipts. And they are stealing from the council. And if they're not giving people receipts, they're stealing from the council, how do they expect them to be paid? People should be honest. If the new government has spared you, who were a PF cadre, campaigning for PF, and you have a nice president, a nice youth chairman like Juba Swaniso, they just say, no, not anyone, they're Zambians, let them work, provided they're able to work. But now they think that our party is weak, and they started stealing from the council. They are not giving people receipts. Even those that you see going around collecting money from the vendors, they don't give vendors receipts. There are those even who are collecting revenues from the bus stations. Those just tell the driver to pass inangwe receipts are pass. Then at the end of the month they want to be paid. Where is the council going to get the money from? So it starts with the workers themselves at the local government level to make sure that they collect revenue for the council and they issue receipts. So this problem, people want to put every burden at the management. But when you look at it carefully, you find that those people who are in the field, those who are collecting revenues, they are not issuing receipts. I can confirm to you, there was this person the able PS, local government, Hamaund.
Yes.
He went to Mobile Market on fact-finding mission.
Yes.
And this lady she has been operating there for about 9 years. She hasn't been issuing receipts to people who are using the preparation block there. You get the point? So imagine if the entire 9 years she was doing that, which means the council has been losing out.
She has even built a house.
Yes, but
she even has a car.
Yes. You see, so when we find that they move in and he's fired, they will say, no, UPN, but because we are PF. But we are sabotaging the government. We are sabotaging the local government. These are some people who are complaining that they are not being paid. But the problem is, the same people are supposed to take money. They are the same people are pocketing the money. And they expect the council, they expect them to be paid at the end of the month. It doesn't work like that. People need to work honestly. We as UPND, those who are still in offices who served under PF, we know certain people who are even campaigning for PF. We know certain people who are still working in government, who even applied to be adopted as MPs, as mayors. We know those people, they are still in the system. They should work to complement or supplement government effort, but we are not going to allow them to start sabotaging our government. This is a government that we fought for. We had to put our lives on chopping board for President Hakainde to form government. And you, who did not even fought for this government, then you want to, because of you still have that privileged position that you have, you want to continue sabotaging our government. We are not going to allow that. Those who want to see our youths when they go to their offices as cadres, we are not going to see that. Because some of us, like the way I am, have been to school. Very educated for that matter.
Tell me about it.
Very educated for that matter. So imagine I go to the office. Then someone wants to treat me as cad. I'm the spokesperson for the youth.
Yes.
There are certain information that comes to my office that requires the minister to clarify on. Now, when I go to see the minister, you find that the secretary there, she doesn't want to accord me with that opportunity to see the minister. Even before that minister became a minister, he has been UPND.
Yeah.
So why today wants to block me from going to see the minister?
Interesting revelations there, Mr. Pumulo. What are you doing? Obviously, you gather a lot of information because you're always on the move, you're always on the ground. Is this information being given to the relevant authorities? Because yes, you are party members, you are the youths, you have the information, but you don't have the authority to enforce certain legislation or to do certain things. Are you giving this information to the right people? For example, the same ministers, you've mentioned that sometimes it's difficult to get through to them. Is there another way of getting to these people so that they get to know what is happening? That's the more reason why even the president has got helpers on the ground to give him the information. He will not go there. The minister will not go there every day, but you will go there. What is the mode of communication? Is there transparency between you and the relevant authorities that are going to enforce the law?
I think some of us, we are very privileged that we have got access even to the head of state through our National Youth Chairman, Gilbert Iswaniso. So there are times whereby there's critical information that we need to relay on. We will just inform the National Youth Chairman. And there's another channel of communication through the Honorable Levin Goma, who is a political advisor to the president. So the information is reaching to the president. Where we still have the problems, it is to do with our ministers. And I'm here not to massage the ministers, because they should understand that before someone became energy minister, he is there because of UPND. If UPND loses power today, that minister won't be in that office. That's a fact. So if people are complaining that there are people who are being told when they want to go and pay connection fee at ZESCO, they will tell them to pay 7,000. And if I want to go and ask the minister, if the Minister of Energy doesn't want to accord me with that opportunity, how am I going to relay the information to the minister? And we live in the compounds, and people are complaining to us. And being the senior member of the party, I must make sure that I relay the information to the minister. So the good part, if the minister doesn't want to open the doors to us, we relay that information through the able political advisor of the president, Honorable Levin Goma, and our National Youth Chairman. We have those ministers whereby when you call them, even if they're in the meeting, they'll find a minister, they'll call back. But we still have certain ministers who think that they're too busy now for us. And we are not, ours is to mobilize. And once President Hakainde Hichilema is there, we are comfortable because we know that we have got an able person there. And we know that there are other people. If the minister doesn't want to attend to us, we'll go to the permanent secretary and we'll attend to us. But this issue of when we go to a minister and they look at us as cadres, that is where the problem is. And that's what we don't want. So me, when I go to this time around, what I do, when I go to a minister, I make an appointment. Then I go there, because there's some times where it's emergency. You don't need to make an appointment. Then someone wants to tell that I'm busy. Me, I'm not allowing that. Because if the ministers are not performing to the best ability, which means they are also sabotaging our government. So we want everyone to be at the same level. That's what we want. There's no two way about that. People are expecting a lot from the government of Hakainde Hichilema. And it's us, people who are on the grassroots, to make sure that the people's expectations are met. Because when people are complaining, we know exactly. But people are complaining that no, I've not my right, I've not connection fee, what and what. And you look at them, why are people complaining? Because currently the ZESCO has got a backlog of about 70,000 people who haven't yet been connected. And people are complaining, if it's not my right, we have connection fee. Last year up to now, they have not yet connected our house. Last time there was this gentleman who stays in Garden. He paid the money that was in 2019. He was just connected last month. Because he had to come to our office to complain. You get the point? Yeah. I made an effort to go to Marambo Road. And we questioned the management people. If people come here not connecting their houses, explain to them so that they understand. Because when you come here and you say that we are cadres.
Yes.
You see what the problem is.
Yeah.
Because people they only know this Swaniso because he stays with the people. Angana compound guy na baby. So they will bombard this Swaniso with all kind of go to our office where national chairman Swaniso is found. You find that there are a lot of people there. The queues that you can't find at the minister. Go to our office right now. You find that chairman Swaniso attends to more than 100 people every day. Why are people going to the national chairman and not going to the ministers? Because the doors are closed. So the only way where they can go is to our office. So that's the only challenge that we have right now. But we are not sleeping. We are up to the task. We are making sure that we deliver our campaign promises to the people so that come 2026, we have 4 million plus votes.
You will just be pointing at what you have done.
Yes, not on top of that. Look at the issue of the university.
Exactly.
Or that's on top, the man has gone. Now there's a new thing.
Let's weigh in the issue of these universities. I think yesterday there was a story that ran on one of these television stations of a university also that is just still a bush. And this points to the issue of corruption and the rampancy that was has been exhibited actually this far. What are you making of that? Basically, your comment, really.
No, it is very sad. You can just imagine that if people can steal money for a university, which is at the end of everything, people need to see the university. What about classified things that people buy for the government? So the previous regime, it was the government of looters. They just went there and making sure that they get all the money in the coffers. It is very sad reading. And worse off, it comes from their so-called strongholds. They are the people who they have oppressed. And the reason is very simple. Because even the PF youths then, they were used to issue of tantamen. Now, when it comes to us, if we see that the president or the minister said that we are going to build a university in Rwapula, and the money has been released, it is our job now as the field workers to make sure that that university is worked upon. So the previous government, they did not care about the people. Their interest was just to enrich themselves. This is why we saw they were driving expensive vehicles. Their so-called musicians being given a lot of money. Their divas flashing money all over. This time you can't see anyone flashing money on Facebook. You can't see any diva this time around flashing all those millions on Facebook. That has come to an end. Why? There's a serious government in place. There's a serious president in place. There's a serious ruling party in place. We are not condoning any laziness in our party. Even the leakages that we are still seeing, even per council level, we are there monitoring as a party. Because we are the ruling party. So our job is to make sure that people's expectations are met. So we are also learning from the mistakes that our colleagues have made. But I can assure you, these same people who looted the money, when you see them at ACC, they are saying that they are prosecuting us.
Exactly.
Because I'm Bemba. But when they were stealing, but when they were stealing, those tribesmen, they were not part and parcel of that stealing, that deal of siphoning money from the government. So when you find that they were caught, even at the police, they will be all this complaining for getting that Lanaba. And I can assure you, what our government has done, we have made sure that the law of law and sanity in our country is retained. When you are arrested, what is it the Constitution says? Oh, we are passing a police bond within such and such a term. We'll pass a police bond. That's why some of these people you see that he is being arrested at 10 hours, 11 hours, he's been given a police bond. And they will complain the loudest. Me, I was arrested at Chimbwakaira. I was not even taken to any police station. I was just arrested and put in Chimbwakaira. But these people are complaining. They have never even seen how Chimbwakaira is looking like inside.
How long were you there?
We were there for 5 days. And when we were arrested, it was one of the journalists from City TV. You see? But look at the way these likes of Boma Lusambo and Nakachina, the way they are surviving in the Shon Tembo. So we're just looking at them.
But it brings me to the issue of Boma Lusambo. Yesterday, he accused President Hakainde Hichilema of convicting him publicly because, you know, Mr. Lusambo has been caught, arrested, and in relation to corrupt activities, and he thinks that this is just a political witch hunt. This is why I'm saying that there are people, when they are called to appear before ICC, even at the police, they want to bring the issue of tribe so that they win a sympathy from their tribesmen, but forgetting that they stole the money which belonged to the people of Ruapura for the university. So now the people of Ruapura now, they are crying, they want to see their university. Not the issue of seeing that anaenda kujanapita to university lipo, member pale wanaitwa sample. Honorable Boma Lusambo, member of parliament for Kavushi, he should not try to drag the name of the president in the issues to deal with the Corruption Commission of Zambia Police. Let him go and prove his innocence in the court of law. President Hakainde Hichilema is not interfering in the operation of any arm of government. This time around, you can see the separation of power. So the issue of wanting to bring in President Hakainde Hichilema into all this mess, they are just trying to distract him from the focus of delivering to the expectation of the people of Zambia. They are trying by all means so that they distract the president by bringing the baseless accusation. Boma Lusambo, he has been caught and arrested, and he has been given an opportunity to prove himself in the court of law. So the only thing he's supposed to do, go there and prove yourself. That's all. So the issue of bringing in President Hakainde Hichilema and disrespecting President Hakainde Hichilema, these people must know that we, the youths of UPND, we fought, we traveled along the country, along with President Hakainde Hichilema in all the 116 districts, campaigning for him to become a Republican president, of which he is today. So we are not going to allow people like Boma Lusambo, Lafa Onakachinda, to disrespect the party president. When you attack the persona of the president, it's different when you are giving checks and balances to the head of state. So we're not going to allow individuals who want to attack the persona of the party president. We are the youths, we are there to protect our party president, and we're going to protect him. The only thing that we're not going to do is to act outside the law. So this time around, when you want to attack President Hakainde Hichilema, attack him with facts. Because if you're not attacking with facts, we are taking you to the police. We are reporting to the police so that we accord you with an opportunity to prove your allegations. That's what we are doing right now. We are not at Menya Boma Lusambo, Chiufatayari, in UPND is not there. Chiufatayari, Kamecheva Boza, President Hakainde Hichilema, what we will do, we just go to the police, so what so that's what to prove. What they explain. Yes. So the issue of us beating when it's tired, it's long gone. We're not going to do that. We are not of their level, the caliber, no. I think we are above that level. The petty politics that PF practice, I think, is long gone. Us, we are now practicing civilized politics. All right, you're watching the Camnet Breakfast, and in conversation I have Mr. Pomola Phineas, who is the Deputy National Youth Spokesperson for the United Party for National Development. Quite a number of issues have come out. For now, though, let's take a quick breather. When we return, we continue the conversation discussing issues pertaining to the importance of this country.
Are you a married man or woman? Are you encountering challenges in your marriage? Are you planning to take your marriage and love relationship to higher levels? Your business platform is all set for you as a couple. You are invited to attend Zambia's First Love and Marriage plus Business Conference. Amidst uncertainties in the economy, higher divorce rate in the world, plan to be one of the most successful couple in Zambia. Date 28th May 2022. Time from 9 hours to 16 hours. Participation fee 1,200 kwacha per couple. Lunch inclusive. For registration, payment can be done through MTN mobile money on 0962 965 883 or 0979 753 010 for Airtel Money. Venue, the Healing Word Ministries International. Speakers, Professor and Mrs. Catherine Munkumba. And your hosts, Pastors Victoria and Moses Chilo. This is a must-attend conference. Plan and make a date with us. Your lives, marriage and future will never be the same. Remember, we are born for greatness. Book for your seats by calling 0962 965 883. See you on the 28th May 2022.
Your love always brings me back. And bananas. Working, waiting, this what you've been praying for. Oh, we testify, we celebrate.
Hello, I'm Deborah Lukalu, all the way from South Africa. You are watching Camnet channel, not just another channel. God bless you. Stay tuned.
We testify, we celebrate. For all you've done, Lord. We give you all the praise. Oh, we testify, we celebrate. Oh, for all you've done, Lord. We give you all the praise.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Camnet Breakfast, and like I mentioned before we went on that breather, we are in conversation with Pomolo Phineas or Phineas Pomolo. I'm making it sound like you're a white man.
A white man from Western Province.
A white man from Western Province. He is the Deputy National Youth Spokesperson for the United Party for National Development, the ruling party. He insists to say we are ruling.
Yes, we
are not on the level of those.
No, we have been given a privilege by the Zambian people,
by the Zambian people.
To save them, which we are not taking lightly.
Hopefully you won't disappoint them.
No, I think we are up to the task. So far, so good. In the 9 months of UPN in government, we have employed 11,000 plus medical professionals.
It's still under.
No,
that one is guaranteed.
That one is a guarantee. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. The teachers, 30,000. That's a done deal. So we are very proud that we have started on a very good note. The inflation was growing at 0.0 negative 0. This time around, slowly we are peaking. Hopefully, by the end of this month, again we'll see the reduction in the fuel pricing because I think the kwacha
has stabilized.
Stabilized. So these are one of those indicators that will tell you that the able president and his team, they are not sleeping, but they are working to make sure that the promises that we give to Zambian people are met. Although we are aware that there are people who are still complaining that the cost of living has really gone up, but we can assure the people of Zambia that trust in us the way you trusted us with your vote. Eventually, you'll see the benefit of voting for UPND. Even the cost of living will surely reduce.
Let's weigh in the issue of labor laws and related issues to employment and regarding the Chinese nationals. We've covered a number of stories. You are a keen follower of Camnet News, and obviously you know where I'm coming from. Zipporah has been very consistent with covering such stories of workers working for these Chinese entities complaining of maybe their companies being closed without benefits. You know, what is the government doing to ensure that they harmonize this situation? Obviously, they inherited a country that had so much, according to you people, had so much negative issues that you're trying to correct. Is that a direction that you're looking at as well, to harmonize the labor laws, to harmonize workers and employers working to achieve the intended goal?
I think our able minister, she has been going around making sure that she gets first-hand information about the complaints which people are complaining about. And I can guarantee you that it hasn't been easy. But this is the thing that the minister and his team, they are working on. Because the complaints have been coming. It's not only the Chinese nationals, even those who are working in the security companies, they have also come forward and complained about that. And I can report to you that our able minister, she's actually not sleeping, but working to make sure that sanity is retained back in our country, so that the workers must enjoy and must feel that their government is protecting them. Because you know what makes others to be those who have been employed by the private companies to be abused. It is because others they don't go and report such cases to relevant authority. But since the new Dawn government came into office, people have been complaining and have been going to the ministry. When you go to the Ministry of Labour, I think you won't find less than 20 people there with complaints. So the minister, she's actually doing her best to make sure that sanity is retained.
How long do we expect things to stabilize? The bottom line here is you insist as the UPND administration that you found an ailing economy that was beyond. How long are we going to start seeing the fruits? I think it's gradually. Probably by the start of next year, you see that things are going to stabilize. So we should give you this year? Yes. Even the economy. What the president first did, it was to make sure that he does the groundwork. So now the economy slowly now it has now started pushing. So by the end of next year, you see that our economy will be back on track, and people they will appreciate us. The dependency syndrome among the youths is very, very high, and it's taking a toll on many people that depended on handouts you've mentioned. But there is the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises that was created in collaboration with the Ministry of Sports and also the Ministry of Commerce. Business ideas that people need to come up with, and the cooperatives that people need to come up with. Maybe your encouragement to the youths out there as we conclude this interview, Mr. Pomola. I think my encouragement is very simple. We want to appeal through Camnet TV that those who have not yet registered cooperatives and companies, they should register cooperatives and companies, because this is why the president made sure that he created the ministry to look into the issues of the youths. So once you have got a company and cooperatives, the ministers are there, and even the able directors, they are able to tell you on how to go about it. If you don't know how to go about it, you can easily come to our office. Who attend to you. Because we have been attending to a lot of people, those who don't know how to form cooperatives, they have come forward to our office, and we have helped them. We have gone around the country, making sure that we sensitize people the importance of having a company and a cooperative. Why we were doing that, it was to make sure that since the tantamen and the issue of handout is no longer there, but once you have got a cooperative and a company, the opportunity they will surely be given to each and every person. Because the cooperative it consists of 10 and above people. So we know that when a certain cooperative, you give a cooperative a contract of supplying, which means you have at least given 10 to 20 people. You get the point? So that is the way we are going to move from now going forward. Because the issue of tantamen is no longer there. So we believe and trust that the only way to go about right now is to make sure that people they learn to be self-reliant. Because when you look at even the people that have applied, yes, you find that you need about 11,000 plus workers. You find that people that have applied, they are almost close to 200,000. So this is why we are encouraging the youths to form up their own companies and cooperatives so that they can also employ others. This is the only way that our country can develop. It's going to take us, the owners of the country, to develop our country. And initiatives like that, that is the way to go. This is why the president has insisted on no tantamen, and has insisted from cooperative and company so that opportunities are given to you. It is very easy right now for you to go and get a contract of supply in government. It's very easy. Go there with a registered company, PACRA, everything in place. You'll be given a contract, provided
you are able to supply. Not whereby they give you a contract.
You disappear
and
like
then you
FTJ.
disappear, that what we saw in the previous government. Again, is very serious.
Okay.
You just go there, get the money, or disappear. You'll be jailed.
To the youths out there that are using the party's name to extort resources from people, like those at Comesa, you mentioned earlier, you picked it very clearly, that some people are using the youths in the party to allocate them trading space. Your words to them.
Only a council is allowed to allocate a trading space anywhere. There's no party youth who has got authority to allocate a trading space for anyone. I want to encourage the marketeers out there that they should understand that the government of UPND is government of laws. Even if you use a UPND member to get a stand illegally, the laws will visit you. It was one thing that I've seen, the problem that I've seen right now. It is the same marketeers, they keep on using our youths to do wrong things. And we as leaders, we're not relenting. Once they do a wrong thing, we receive a call, we go on the ground. And we make sure that this, what we are doing is wrong. But I believe that with time, everything will be back to normal. You'll see 0% of youths being used by marketeers.
Okay.
They are not our youths who just wake up from home. I end up at Comesa. There are people who operate at Comesa who entice the youths to do the wrong thing. And we say no to that. If you entice wrong, we are reporting you to the police. Because the chairman is, you know, one thing I've kept on mentioning the national chairman.
Yes, listen.
You know, he's the one that receives the bag from the president. You get the point? So this is why we have seen the chairman is going around the country, sensitizing the youth of forming cooperative, forming companies, because he knows exactly what the president requires of us. So even as we are making sure that we tell our youth on the ground, guys, forming cooperative, because most of our youths have formed cooperatives. Even the marketeers, we have gone in the market, encouraging the marketeers, that as my forming cooperatives, because that is where your help will come from. And we are going to make sure that every marketeer benefits from what the government have prepared for them. We are not going to segregate like what PF, no green or no red, provided you are Zambian. That's why we encourage them to have a cooperative of 10 and more. We are encouraging young people like you to form a company. So next time you also become the next Pastor Chidwa with your own television station.
Yeah, I hear you though. Should I take that as your concluding remarks?
I think my concluding remarks is just to appeal to the youths across the country. Believe in the President Hakainde Hichilema. He means well for each and every youth. He has not forgotten all the freedom fighters that fought for the party. Form a cooperative and a company, and together we are going to develop Zambia as one people. Those who want to use their tribesmen to seek sympathy and to run away from the law, I'm saying the law will visit them. Because you were stealing alone. You did not use your tribesmen to steal from government. Those who are disrespecting President Hakainde Hichilema, the likes of Chilufya Tayari, the likes of Rafael Nakachinda, the likes of Bowman Lusambo, we are saying, once you peddle a lie against the President Hakainde Hichilema, we are going to report you to the police so that we accord you with an opportunity to prove your allegation. We want to encourage the people that let's practice politics of civility and respect among ourselves. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. We've been in conversation with Deputy National Youth Spokesperson for the United Party for National Development, Phineas Pumolo, and we've discussed quite a number of issues. Before that, we looked at the money markets and we zoomed in some of the stories that made headlines as of yesterday, and also we did the morning boost to help flex our muscles, as well as the health corner brought to us by Dr. Mwanza, who is coming from the Medical Women Association of Zambia, bringing us that health segment. Join us again tomorrow, Thursday, for another edition of The Breakfast Show. My name is Sharon Kalimbula. Good morning.